Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Shane and I don't mind my hair this morning. I have it all curled up and it's pinned up right now to set while I do my makeup. So I wanted to sit down with you guys today and get ready. Excuse my shirt is not quite buttoned because I need my husband to help me button this little part back here. But today I'm so excited. We are getting ready because my husband's birthday is coming up next Monday, and because he'd be at work, I knew I wanted to do something before his birthday. So we have all day today and tomorrow off together. So tonight we're gonna go out and go get some dinner and drinks and just have a lot of fun. Now he knows nothing at the moment. Like at one point I'm gonna have to tell him that I had plans for dinner when I go drop my daughter off at my babysitter's, of course, but all of his friends are meeting us there and all of that is a surprise. So I'm really excited and I wanted to get ready today, but I recently got my hands on Urban Decay's new Naked Cherry palette, and I really wanted to play with this morning. So I basically did the base of my foundation. I know I've posted quite a bit of makeup tutorials and Instagram videos showing the steps leading up to this point, so I figured today we could skip it. So I just finished powdering and my brows. We're gonna have to go back into my face and bronze it up and all that good stuff a little bit later, but right now I wanted to move on to the eyes. I'm very excited about this palette. I took a brief look at the colors as well. I really don't have a major game plan on what to create today, but we're just gonna start playing with some shadows here. The packaging is very beautiful. I actually really love the cherries. You know, it starts from a lightest cherry, works its way to the darkest cherry, and it is beautiful. So let's open up the packaging here. Ooh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So just like the other Nakeds, it does come with a brush, which I actually haven't even looked at the brush yet, but it almost looks transparent. So it has a little pencil side and then a nice kind of tapered blending brush here. But yeah, it's like a transparent kind of pinky purple in the middle, and then it says Naked Cherry. Very cute. So I'll have pictures posted on my Instagram to get a closer look at the palette. I think we're gonna try to use as many colors as we can today with trying to create a cohesive look. I think we're first going to take Caution, which is the second lightest shade in the palette, and I'm taking an Anastasia big fluffy brush because I want something a little bit fluffier for this first color. Bit of kickback, but I feel like all the Nakeds have had that. Doesn't really drive me as insane as it might the next person, so I'm okay with it. But let's sweep this back and forth. It's funny because my husband is turning 26 and I'm like 6 months younger than he is, so whatever age he turns, I turn in the following spring. And it's just kind of blowing my mind that I'm 26, and because, you know, when I was young, you know, like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I saw 26 years old, I was like, they're officially an adult. Like, they're so old. They have all their stuff together. They got their life figured out. Sorry, I brought you in a little bit closer. I felt like you were a little too far away. But yeah, it was always like, yeah, they always, you know, they have their life together. Like, they're starting a family, and I'm like, you know, me being 26 now, I have had my first home in my family, but it doesn't always work out that way. I still feel so young, and I still feel like I'm not quite an adult, and I feel like, I don't know, I have so much to learn. It's kind of crazy, I don't know. He just reminds me of how old I'm getting every birthday. All right, we have, what color was that called? Caution. So we have Caution all over our crease. Next, I think I'm gonna take the brush that came with it and go into this mauvey pink shade called Feels. Wow, like I barely touched that brush, that pan. But anyways, tonight, I had to kind of be a little bit sketchy while trying to plan tonight. So, like I said, my husband has no idea at the moment whatsoever that we have any sort of plans tonight. Obviously, like I said, at one point I'm gonna have to tell him that we're doing something because I need an excuse to go drop my daughter off. So I had to literally like my husband's friends like contact numbers, the ones that I didn't already have. I had to text them. We had originally planned, keep in mind, on top of having to plan with all of his friends, I also had to like plan with my overnight sitter. So I had to talk to her and say, you know, like what night could work for you to do an overnight. And then like we agreed on a night and then we ended up having to change the night. So there's been a lot of coordinating that was really, really stressful. And I like right now it is 8:30 in the morning and we're having dinner at 6:30. And I have to leave around 3:30 to drop Ella off at the sitters. And I still don't know at the moment if 2 of his friends are coming. They said that they would be able to get back to me today, but it's just kind of been a nightmare planning this whole thing. I'm not a good party planner as it is, and then trying to plan something and keep it a secret too. It's been a nightmare. So I basically swept Feels, which was that mauve pink, into my crease. I just didn't bring it up as high. Now I'm going to go into, not that brush, but my Morphe. Maybe it's in here. My Morphe. No. Where did my like all-time favorite brush go? All right, well, I guess we're going to have to use this one. I was looking for my Morphe 507 brush, which is like one of my favorite brushes for blending. Now I don't know where it is at the moment, so we're gonna try to go without it. Instead, I'm gonna use my Morphe, I think this is 321. It's just a little bit denser. I want something a little fluffier, but we'll make it work. I think I'm gonna go into this kind of purpley shade here called, this one called Bing. And I'm still working all of these colors into my crease. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time seeing. Honestly, I think I want this look a little bit smokier than it's coming out so far, so I'm going to bring Bing up higher than I originally thought, and I think I really just want to get this smoked out. Sometimes I have a really difficult time thinking about what to do next while keeping a conversation going. Sometimes I just have to stop and think for a moment about what I want to do. Where do I want to go next with the palette? There are just so many colors that I want to use. Okay, I think I want to go into, I'm going to use the pencil side on the cherry brush. I'm going to go into this dark color here called Devilish. And I'm going to try to keep this right in the socket of my crease. I basically just want to add a little bit of intensity and depth in my look. I'm not really trying to add any more color. I need to switch mirrors. I feel like it's very difficult to hold the large palette and try to like look at the colors at the same time. So let's switch. It's funny because I'm trying to figure out what to still get my husband for his birthday. The thing about my husband is he's very difficult to shop for. He's very, very hard to shop for because the things that he tells me that he wants, like I know he wants a big TV really bad, but it's not quite my budget. Real quick, let us go into, I think I want to go into Young Love right here, which is kind of a shimmery shade, and I'm going to pack it on my lids, but I'm going to leave the center open. I think I want to pack another color right on the center. So I'm taking a flat shader brush, and you know what? I'm actually going to use this fluffier one on the other side, the Anastasia brush. So we had a fluffy side, and I'm going to use the flat shader side, pick up Young Love, and we're going to pack this on. So yeah, so the only there was actually two things. I know that he wanted a Patriots jersey really, really bad, but he bought that. So that was, honestly, that was my first option. That's what I was kind of rooting for when I first started thinking about what to get him. And then, so after he got that, I was like, oh, well, crap. Now, obviously, I can't get him that. And he got a hat, too. So I said, okay, well, what else does he want? And then I know that he's been wanting that TV, but like I said, that's kind of out of my price range. I'm going to spray the brush. I think I'm going to spray the brush a tiny bit and go back into Young Love. So a moral of that story is I'm a little bit stumped on what to get him again. Because the thing is with me, I'm very, very verbal about what I want or what I think I'm gonna get, and I never do it to like convince him to buy it for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm never like, oh, I really like that. I really wish I could get it, but I can't afford it. Like I would never try to guilt someone into getting something for me. I'm just very like verbal about it. If I like something, I'm like, oh, I like that, you know, with no intention behind it. With him, he doesn't really do that. Like he will browse shops and he'll kind of poke around. Like he'll always kind of play around in like electronic sections or, you know, tool sections. Obviously depends on what kind of store that we're in, but it's always stuff that I, you know, really have no idea. Like I don't want to get you a power tool for your birthday. You know what I mean? Like I want something for you, not for the house, you know, just something for you to enjoy. I think my daughter is yelling at my cat. Ella, what's the matter, honey? Moral of that story, I am just clueless on what to get him still. So I'm gonna spritz this with a little more water. I think just to kind of lighten the whole overall look, we're gonna go into Bang Bang, which is third one in, and we're just gonna pack this right on the center of my lid. And the thing is, like, I thought about just getting him a gift card because I'm like, you know, half the time he doesn't even know what the heck he wants. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll get him a gift card to his favorite store where he can pick something out. I tried one year just to give him, like, I think I gave him $100 just to spend on like whatever he wanted, cash. Like he could get whatever he wanted. He wasn't obligated to do anything. If he wanted like a big fancy dinner, we would have gotten a big, you know what I mean? Like it was just for him to spend without thinking about it. And he ended up buying something that, like, he didn't necessarily regret it, but he bought something that he shouldn't have, like, paid that price for it. And I don't know, maybe he regretted it because maybe he wanted to, like, spend it on something else. I don't know, but, like, he didn't really, I don't think he was really comfortable with the idea of, like, having someone else's money to spend. Does that make any sense? Okay, real quick, we'll continue the story. I just kind of feel like the thing is, I'm having a really hard time seeing because it's so overcast outside. You can even see that I look a little washed out. The lighting is not good outside today, and I'm not downstairs because my husband and daughter are down there. So I'm having a really hard time seeing what this actually looks like. But I think I want to build up some depth and intensity because I am trying to go for more of like a night out look. So I think I'm going to go back into both Devilish and Privacy. I'm going to mix the two together, and I'm just going to try to deepen up this outer corner, make it look a little more smoky, a little more like a night look. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of that story. It was just me trying to figure out what the heck to get him. So like I said, tonight we're going to go out to dinner. We're going to go to a place called Maza Japanese Steakhouse. We went there for our wedding anniversary, which is also tomorrow. It's kind of crazy. Tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, and then a couple days after our anniversary is his birthday. So we're kind of going out tonight for like birthday / anniversary kind of thing. I don't know if we're going to do something tomorrow night too, just for anniversary. We really haven't even talked about it. But last year or the year before, we went to this place for our wedding anniversary, and it was just hibachi. And to be honest, I'm not like huge into Asian cuisine. Like I love, you know, like I'll take takeout once in a while. Like it's nothing that I won't eat. It's just nothing that I'm like, you know, oh, I'm craving Japanese or Chinese food. And here's the thing, it's like even when I go to places like that, I end up ordering the most American thing that I can find. Comfort food is my absolute favorite. I'm happy with chicken fingers and mashed potatoes, and I could live off of side dishes for the rest of my life and be perfectly content. All right, we'll continue talking about our plans in a second. I just want to talk about this for a second. So I've been trying to experiment and trying to like put myself out there not to do the white in my waterline because I feel like there are certain steps that I do every single tutorial and I'm trying to switch it up. So that's why sometimes like I'll do a wing, sometimes I won't do a wing because I feel like that switches up a little bit. With my white waterline, I was trying to think back to where I started that and where I got it from. And I was watching something about Japanese style the other day and how they do that, and it makes their under eyes look a little bit puffier and they look a little more innocent. And it just kind of clicked to me that I started doing this when I did like a Rudolph tutorial several years back, and I loved how my eyes looked so much that I've continued this process. This is just my favorite thing in the world. Like, you could totally opt out for a black liner. Me personally, I don't like how it looks on me. I don't like how dark eye looks typically look on me. I prefer to do a dark lip than a dark eye. So that's just, I just wanted to put that out there, that it's heavily based off of like Japanese like fashion and how they do their makeup, and it just makes my eyes look bigger and more innocent, and I don't know, it's just a major preference. But anywho, so yeah, so we're going back to Maza, and I'm gonna go back into Feels here to do my lower lash line, and I'm still using the pencil brush from the Cherry palette, and I really want to smoke this out, so I'm gonna bring it down quite a bit. As I was saying, Hibachi isn't my all-time favorite, but this is TJ's you know, celebration. This is for him, and he loves like sushi. He loves like hibachi. He loves all that kind of food. Whereas me, like, you know, I'll eat it for sure, but if I had to choose somewhere, if it was like, you know, my celebration, that's not where I would choose. But I had texted his friends and I said, you know, do you guys know of like any really good hibachi places around? I even posted something on my own personal Facebook asking for people's recommendations, and Maza came up a couple times. And as I said, because we had been there before, I already knew that we had a pleasant experience the last time that we were there. So it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm not too worried about it because the people who are coming... Oh, I found that. Oh, no, I didn't. That's my same brush. The people that were coming, we already enjoy their company so much that it's like, even if we really didn't decide to do much of anything, like, it's just the people that will be there that we'll have a really good time with. I'm going to go into Hot Spots and highlight my inner corner. It is just the lightest shade in the palette. I know, where's my Carly Bybel palette? I'm trying to switch it up, guys. I'm trying. I don't want the highlight to come up too high onto my lid though, so I'm going to go back into Young Love, which was that kind of dark purpley shade. I'm just going to put a little bit more on my inner corner here. You know what? I'm gonna take Bing and Pharmacy. So Bing, we used it in our crease, again, was this shade, and then mix it with a little bit of the brown on the pencil brush. And I'm gonna sweep this in my lower lash line as well. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell my husband when 3 o'clock rolls around, I'm gonna say, you know what? I didn't tell you, but we do kind of have a little surprise today. I wanted to take you out to dinner because you're working on your birthday. And that's all I'm going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him about his friends being there. So it's kind of two surprises in one. So he's going to be surprised that we're like going out and doing something and going out to dinner. I'm going to tell him to stay behind when I'm dropping Ella off so he can shower and get ready if he wanted to. I'm going to tell him to, like, you know, not dress up. It's not like a fancy place, but to dress nice. And then I'll go drop off my daughter. We'll come back. And then once we actually go to the hibachi place, that's when he'll see his friends. And I hope it's good. I'm going to take an angled brush here, and I'm going to go into the same two colors. Actually, I'm just going to go into Bing, which is not just the purple shade. Instead of mixing it with Privacy 2, I'm just going into Bing. I just want to bring my inner corner shadow to a point. And then I was talking to his friends. I said, okay, great. Like, you know, we have plans for dinner. Still waiting on 2 of you to even know if you're coming to that. I know that 2 of his friends, there are 4 friends. 2 of them are for sure coming. 2 of them I'm waiting on. And the 2 that I'm waiting on are actually like brothers. So I told him, I said, you know, of course I'm still waiting on you to get back to me tomorrow, but do you guys have any like plans for afterwards? Did you want to do something? Because I want it to be like a full night. Like we have an overnight sitter. Like, I went all out for this. I want to enjoy the night, especially because he doesn't have work tomorrow morning as well. I really just wanted to do this for him. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna add on some wings here. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a rant here. I don't wanna be like negative in any way. I'm just really frustrated, and I just kind of wanted to bring this to someone's attention, because I feel like this happens a lot with, you know, with high-end stuff. I feel like you kind of, I feel like you should get what you pay for. What I'm talking about is the Lily lashes with the Sephora collaboration. I have been obsessed with the Miami lashes. They're so incredibly beautiful on, but they're garbage when it comes to how they're put together. Why is it that I can go to Walmart and buy, you know, a pack of 5 for 10 bucks, and when I go to take the lash glue off of them to reuse them, they don't fall apart on me? Yet when I go and buy 2 pairs, which cost me $60 for 2 pairs, and both of them have fallen apart because I simply was taking the lash glue off, like I have been with every pair of lashes that I've been wearing for 10 years. They literally fall apart in my hand. Like, lashes started falling off, like the band I'm so annoyed. I'm so frustrated. I just want you guys to, like, not waste your money. They're beautiful, but maybe if you're willing to spend $30 on a pair to use once, beautiful kind of thing. I'm so frustrated. I just friggin' bought these because the other ones broke on me. And as I was like, I don't even know where I'd show you guys. I literally don't even know where the rest of that lash is because it fell apart. So I can't even find it. Like, the ones that I have here are different ones. Like, those are not, I don't even, I'm so frustrated. That's just a huge waste of money. I worked too hard for my money to be dealing with that crap. Damn it. I want to create a lash brand that looks like this, but is friggin' affordable. You know what? The Eyelure ones that I've loved from Jasmine Browns, I think I'm going for that. I think I'm going back to those ones. They're a little more expensive than, like, the Walmart ones that I have with me, but that's all I have with me. So I'm very frustrated about that. Going in with my usual L'Oreal telescopic, because I'm sorry, if you go spend you know why I'm so frustrated? Because this morning, this is how I found my second beauty blender. My cat already did this to my other beauty blender, and this is the second one that I bought. So not only did I spend friggin' $40 on sponges that my cat ate, both of them within a week, but then I spent $60 on 2 pairs of lashes that fell apart in my hands after I was trying to reuse them. And don't get me wrong, like, I am not an amateur when it comes to lashes. I've been wearing lashes for 10 years, guys. I know how to, like, not destroy them, you know? And it took 3, I think I maybe got 3 uses out of each of those pairs of lashes before they fell apart on me. Like, that's not okay. That's pure robbery. That's 100. The sponges, that's on me. I mean, I put my sponges away in my train case. My cat figured out how to open it and, like, stick his little paw in there and pull it out. I don't know. I literally don't know how he got it this time. But, you know, the sponges were on me. That's $40 down the drain because I didn't, I guess, put a friggin' lock on it. I don't know. Like, 60 bucks? What the hell? Like, yeah, I could have bought a lot more beauty blenders. I wouldn't be having this issue right now with that money. I'm just, ugh. If you're gonna charge that, like, there has to be a reason behind why you're charging it. If I'm spending 30 bucks on lashes, like, they better last. Like, it's not, like, they need to last. That is not, like, please explain to me the science behind coming up with that price. And here's the thing, is, like, I bought the lashes. I bought the lashes twice, which means I am willing to spend $30 on a pair of lashes. But what I'm not willing to spend my money on is a pair of lashes that lacks in the quality that I am paying for. They're beautifully designed. They're beautifully put together. The band was a little bit thick for my taste, but I also felt like that it was necessary to hold all the lashes in place because they seemed like it was like layered lashes. Beautiful lashes, I'm telling you. But I'd be damned if I can't reuse those. I'll be damned. I don't know if I have to use, like specifically have to use a cleaner for those kinds of lashes to get the glue off because they can't be pulled off. I don't know. But it clearly irked the ever-living hell out of me that I literally just spent $100 on makeup that I have none of now. That's really frustrating. Anywho, we're gonna use this cheapo pair because this is all I have left. I'm gonna have to go out today. That's okay because honestly I'm running out of my Fit Me translucent powder anyway, so I gotta pick that up while we're out. But it's just coming from a beauty lover and coming from someone who dreams about having my own makeup brand one day. These are the things that I look for. And like as a consumer myself, I was so extremely disappointed that my lashes didn't last more than a week each pair, where these lashes that I'm putting on now, I could probably reuse up to 2 weeks until I either lost them or accidentally ripped them apart after taking the lash glue off, but after the 100th time, not after the 3rd. So this is just, I rip it apart because I think it's pure. If you're gonna justify charging your customers $30 for a pair of lashes, then you need to have a good reason behind that. I'm sorry. Otherwise, lower your price and then I wouldn't be as upset and say, okay, I only got a couple pairs out of it, but you know what? I only spent 15 bucks on these lashes, not 30. Like I am willing to spend $30 on a pair of lashes that will last me and that is decent quality. I'm not going to, I am so angry. This is just over lashes, but I'm so passionate about it. And, there are people that work so hard for their money and just to be kind of like scammed out. Like it just felt like a scam. Like that's exactly what it felt like. I felt like I was 100% scammed and I don't like that feeling. I actually just found a pair of lashes, same kind of like shape. I'm going to double stack them. They were just sitting over here just to try to give myself a little bit more drama that I was going for. Cause like I said, I was trying to create like a nighttime look. I really, really wanted my Miami lashes for this, but that's not happening. Also, I guess we're just gonna kind of go off on here. I'm trying to think of like something else to talk about at the moment. And this came up and this topic would have been much more appropriate. There was a mental health, like National Mental Health Day. And that day is actually the day that I was like watching stuff about this and reading stuff about it. And it kind of made me a little bit sick to my stomach. And I wanted to just bring it to your attention as well in case you're not familiar with it, what's going on. But you might have seen like your favorite YouTubers recently promote a thing called BetterHelp. And the idea behind it is really cool. If you haven't heard about it yet, is the idea that you can have counseling right through your phone, basically through like an app. I think they have an app or the computer. I signed up on my computer originally, and they're talking about how signing up for like a real face-to-face therapist could cost you hundreds each week, and how some people aren't, comfortable with talking face-to-face with people about certain things, which I fall in that category. So when I heard about BetterHelp, I was really, really excited, and it actually interested me. Like all on paper, it sounded great. I went on, instead of like the hundreds it would cost you every week to go see a therapist, it would only cost you like $65 for online therapy. And, it's still, $65 a week can still be a lot for somebody, but in the grand scheme of things, it seemed like a better alternative. So I was trying to figure out if there was a way that I could like do this for myself. I'm not shy to talk about my mental health. There are things that I really don't understand, like why I think or how I think, or like, why is my anxiety so bad? Like, why do I wake up and I feel like my heart is pounding a million miles an hour every day and all I did was just wake up? Like, there's just a lot that I'm dealing with mentally. There's a lot that like I don't want to talk about on camera. Like I choose not to talk about it because it's just stuff that I don't want to talk about. That I'm not trying to hide, but stuff in my life that like I don't even know how to handle it. So I don't want to put it out there for everybody else to try to tell me how to handle it. So basically I've, you know, looked into this and I'm like, maybe this will be a better alternative. You know, my schedule is so difficult between work and then being at home with Ella, and I don't want to take her to therapy. And then like, you know, my husband doesn't get home till 5:36. So like what offices would still be open? Like there were just a million questions running through my mind, but I had reached this point where I genuinely wanted to start seeking help. I felt like I was at this point where I felt like I couldn't help myself anymore, and I felt like that I was stuck. And like I still feel like I'm at that point because I haven't gotten the help that I need. I just can't afford a therapist. Like, you know, I guess it's not where my like priorities are lying right now. But I have been considering like getting help, and it's so frustrating when something like BetterHelp pops up and it's like, oh, this might actually be an alternative, and it gives all these people with whatever they're going through, but like in my case, it's like depression, anxiety, like there's, you know, you're given a glimmer of hope to say, you know, there might actually be an option out there for me to afford. And I'm extremely introverted. I'm very, very, very shy. I have a really difficult time talking to really anyone about how I'm feeling. I've always felt like I've just been severely judged by everyone, and here I am on the internet putting myself out there to be judged. But I've always just felt uncomfortable with going to therapy. And I feel like part of the reason is because I went to therapy when I was a little girl for reasons completely different than this. Like, I'm not afraid to talk about it. Like, I felt like I experienced a lot of paranormal activity when I was younger, and a lot of like OCD tendencies, and I was just trying to like put a name to what I was dealing with, or put a name to how I was feeling, whether I was diagnosed with OCD or diagnosed with something. Like, at least then I would know what I am up against. And I feel like the therapy really did nothing for me. I still didn't have any answers. I still didn't know why I felt the way I did. I don't know why, like, I still don't know why my brain works the way that it works with certain things. So maybe that just kind of stuck with me, that like therapy was a waste of money. And here's the other thing is, like, I felt like my therapist wasn't like really interested in what I was saying. Like, I felt like the lady that I went to when I was really young, I wasn't comfortable with her. Like, I could not open up with her. Sorry guys, I just started ranting and raving so much that I didn't even realize that I filled up my camera. So I had just started going into my butter bronzer with my Museum of Ice Cream sculpting brush to bronze up my face. But at what point was I just talking about? Oh, I was talking about, okay, so they were talking about how BetterHelp, you know, it's a weekly kind of like subscription, like you're paying 65 or 60 something bucks a week for the therapy, but you're charged for the full month. So like you could sign up for a free trial, but once your trial is over, you're going to get charged like the full amount, which was like 200 and something. Like, you know what I mean? If I think I'm going to get charged 65 bucks a week and then I'm charged to something, I'm going to be pretty upset about it. The whole thing just kind of seems scammy. I mean, people went really, really into it and dug through this, and even listened to like some people's like genuine reviews, because they do have testimonies on the site, but there is speculation that they're not real. So it's kind of just one of those things where you know, I'm gonna listen to the people who've actually done it, and some people said like some people directed them to another specialist because they basically couldn't help them with their problem, or they were just like straight up mean to the people. It's like you're coming to get help because you're at your lowest of low, and then your therapist is gonna be mean, or then tell you that your problem is too big for them and they're gonna turn you away. Like what is that gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, these people probably already feel like they have nobody in their life that's gonna listen. I could make a whole separate video on this, but I think I'm so angry about this subject. I don't even know. I don't know what to think about it. I really don't. Let's go ahead and find a blush at the moment. I think I'm looking at this palette and I'm kind of leaning. Nope, not that one. Possibly this one. I think I want to keep the blush quite minimal today, so I dipped my brush into Buzzed. I don't know, I think the thing is kind of sickening, but this was supposed to be a makeup tutorial and a review. I don't know why today in particular I felt like kind of going off. I just want to talk to you guys. Maybe it's just been a long time since I've just sort of talked about things and issues and maybe uncomfortable things, and I might get hate for the video. I might 100% get hate for what I've said today, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I am also entitled to my opinion, just as you are yours. So I respect 100% what you're saying, but I also kind of expect that respect back. That was a lot. Let's go into our Amarezi highlighter here and highlight us up because I'm going to be wearing some gold jewelry today as well. My highlighting is done, so I need to go downstairs real quick and find my lipstick. I'm also going to pull down my hair and finish styling it, so I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Alright, so I unpinned my curls and just kind of let them fall. I went over it with a large comb brush as well and then sprayed it down. I think for lipstick we're going to try Dose of Colors in Brick and see if this is a good color. Honestly, I'm trying not to use it again, but I think Stone we might be better off. I think I'm gonna combine Brick and Stone. I feel like I'm so washed out and I'm sorry guys. I don't know why it keeps lightening on me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I think it's whenever I film in front of this big window, it throws my lighting off. Sorry. Alright, so I just laid down Brick, and then before that completely dries, I'm going over it with Stone. I'm trying to almost like marry the colors to make another one. And while I'm waiting for that to fully mattify, I'm taking a little bit of my mascara again and just going right over my falsies. Because two of these pairs were brand spanking new, so they have nothing on them. Just to make them stand out a little bit more. See, I feel like it just makes such a big difference. I figured filming up here would be kind of a nice change of pace. Also, I wanted to like chit chat with you guys, and because my family is downstairs, it was very loud and chaotic, so I wanted to come up here where it was quiet and I could just sit with you guys and chit chat. Sorry we kind of went off on like a totally different subject today. I guess I was in the mood to just talk about a few things that were on my mind, but I love this palette. It didn't disappoint me, just like none of the other nakeds have disappointed me. I love the color scheme of it. I love the look that we came up with today. I also found that, you know, there was a lot of colors that we didn't get to use, so we don't always have to create a dramatic look with it. Like there's a lot of like these kind of lighter pinks down here we didn't really dive too much into. We kind of stayed over here in the darker side of the palette, so I feel like there's a lot more that I can create with it, and I'm really excited to have this palette in my collection. So thank you guys so much again for watching. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any new videos, hit that subscribe and that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!